Welcome to Forest of Ash, Lesson 6, Mediumship and Psychic Abilities. Mediumship, sometimes called channeling, is the communication with spirit, those that have passed over from this world. People have been contacting the spirit world probably since man started to walk the earth. It did, however, become more popular in the 19th century, the Victorians being especially fascinated with it, and many mediums took to the stage with acts involving all sorts of ectoplasm. There are various names, titles within mediumship, so let's have a look at them. Spirit guide. This is a spirit that forms a connection with the medium to pass on messages from others within the spirit world. Sometimes a medium will have just one main spirit guide. This guide is their connection and channel to the spirit world. Personally, I don't work with any individual spirit guides. I prefer to work directly with spirits, but it is a personal choice. Clairaudience, or clear hearing. This is when a person hears spirit messages. Clairvoyance, or clear seeing. This is when a person sees images and shapes from spirit, not in the usual way of seeing, but using their mind, third eye. Clairsentience, or clear sensing. This is when a person feels the presence of spirit and has an impression of what the message is. Clairalience, or clear smelling. This is when a person gets wafts of scent from spirit, might be a perfume, a particular flower, or tobacco smoke. Clairgustience, or clear tasting. The person will get a particular taste in their mouth from the spirit that the spirit wants them to recognize or pass on. Claircognizance, or clear knowing. This is a definite feeling of knowing. Mental mediumship is the communication with the spirit world via the method of telepathy. The medium uses all the three skills, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience, to make contact. The information received is then passed on to the client during a reading. Trance mediumship is when a medium is taken over by a particular spirit. The spirit uses the medium directly to communicate with others in the room. The medium allows the spirit to use their mind to do so. The medium may be conscious of what is said or done, but quite often they also have no recollection of any of the messages given. Physical mediumship involves working with the energies of spirits. This is probably the one we are most familiar with from media and Hollywood, with the "Is anybody there?" tap 3 times on the table. Physical mediumship involves sound from spirit, such as tapping, voices and noises, and even objects or bodies appearing. Psychometry, reading the history of the previous owners from an object or item such as a piece of jewellery. Ribbon readings. This is a type of psychometry which involves reading from the energy of the person who has touched the ribbons. All you need is a bowl or bag with ribbon offcuts. There are no set meanings to each ribbon, although you can be guided by the colour chosen, but see what images and feelings you get from the ribbon. Allow the querent to select 2 or 3 ribbons with their eyes closed so that they aren't guided by the colours, and then let them sit and hold them for a moment. Then take the ribbons and connect with the energies. What do the colours mean to you? What feelings do you get from them? What images do you pick up on? Spiritualism is a term to describe a religion that has the core belief that spirits of the dead communicate with the living. Automatic writing, psychography, is the ability to connect with spirit and allow them to use your body to channel the written word or images onto paper. Séance. Coming from the French word for seat or session, the term séance means a gathering of people with the purpose of connecting with and receiving messages from spirit. Spirit photography, the art of capturing evidence of spirits and ghosts in photographs. How to do it. Now on to the interesting bit. Everyone can get messages from spirit. Yep, they can. Yes, you can. Some people start getting messages or spirit contact from an early age, some later on, but everyone can with the right guidance. A good place to start is with meditation. It quiets the mind and prepares you for spirit communication. Remember, though, that everyone will progress at different pace, and some will be better at particular areas of mediumship than others. Usually, especially in the beginning, you might only get images or shapes, and it is your job to interpret those images. It takes a lot of effort and energy for a spirit to talk, so they often use images to get their message across. And spirit can have a sense of humour. I have been shown images such as a pair of leather trousers. The message was, don't constrict yourself, and a giraffe meaning stick your neck out. So be open to whatever comes to you. If you work with meditation quite often, you may well already have a mind temple or a place that you go to when you meditate that is familiar to you and that you feel safe in. This is a good place to start. Or you can create another place in your mind, one that you can use specifically for spirit contact. I started out with a cave and would see the images from spirit on the walls of the cave, but go with what seems right for you. It might be the ocean or in a forest. My preferred place to go to now is a room at the top of a castle. I like to go for the dramatic. And within that room are all sorts of places and objects that I can use when connected to spirit to receive messages. They might appear on the wall, or written in a book, or on the surface of a pool of water. All these objects are in my castle room within my mind when I connect. Having these items in your scenery to help to channel the messages through. I've done a lot of my training with a local medium, and his teaching started with placing yourself in nature in a meditation, and this works beautifully well, so I think it is a good place to start to begin with. Start your meditation and take yourself to a beautiful spot in nature, the beach, a forest, a river, whatever suits you and wherever your mind wants to take you. Then ask if there are any messages for you. Look for any symbols or signs. Relax and let the message come to you. Be on the lookout because it might be very subtle at first. You might see an image, something might appear in your meditation, or you might hear a word or get a knowing. Go with it. Despite what you see on TV or in films, spirit very rarely speak to you in full sentences. It is not like having a conversation. Once you get an image, and it might not happen at first, if it doesn't, leave it and come back to it later. Ask if the message can be expanded. One of the messages I got was an image of gravestones. I had no idea what it meant. I even panicked a bit in case it was a message that someone would die. But when I asked them to expand, I was given the message, bury the past in order to move forward. I also had the image of a hat shop, and when I asked for the message to be expanded, it meant use your head. Go with it, and once you get the message, ask your heart if it is right. If you get a warm feeling, then the message is correct. It does take some practice. It may take some time to connect and to trust that you have actually connected with spirit rather than just listening to your own thoughts. When you are comfortable with receiving messages, you can ask for family members to come through to you. The first time a member of my family came through, I didn't recognise the sign. All I kept seeing was a cauliflower. Then, when I asked for the message to be expanded, it grew into a vegetable garden. It was only then that I also got the scent of imperial leather soap and realised it was my paternal grandfather coming through. Another thing to try is psychometry. Use a piece of jewellery or a watch, even a set of keys or a wallet, something of a personal nature. Ground and centre yourself, clear your mind, and then hold the item and ask what messages it has for you. You can even walk around your house and pick up items and see what messages they have for you. Probably best to do when no one else is around. They may think you are raving bonkers. Most importantly, trust yourself and your abilities. And remember, you are in control. If you don't like the feeling you get from a particular spirit, ask them to leave. One of my first experiences was to become totally overwhelmed as the spirits literally crowded around me, bustling and jostling to be next in line to give a message. You have control. Just ask them to form a queue or to leave. You also have an on-off switch in your psychic abilities. Shut them down when you don't want messages coming through, especially at night time, as you don't want your sleep interrupted by spirit visits. Find a time that works for you to shut your skills down. Asking spirit not to visit or closing your third eye are all good ways. If you have any problems or any questions or need guidance, please ask. We are here to help. Homework. 1. Have you ever had any experiences that you believe were the spirit world trying to communicate with you? 2. Create a mediumship place in meditation. What scenario did you choose and what items are in that place? 3. Work with that place in meditation and see if you can start to get spirit messages. What were your experiences? 4. This lesson requires you to work through the Psychic Development Branch class. Please email us to request the first lesson. Homework for each lesson should be emailed to your mentor, Ness or Heather, at the usual email address.